Good afternoon, I'm Nate Myhock. Welcome to Up North at 4. Today we'll take a look inside of an art studio and Carrie Bladorn takes us back in time. We'll get to all that in a bit, but first, here's your top 4 at 4. Here in Rhinelander, you can find the Hodag on almost any block. It is our city mascot after all, but a city in West Virginia is getting support for their new mascot. It's a kitten named Maverick. Apparently, city officials found Maverick behind an electrical box, and now he's hanging out in City Hall. That's a good way to spend one of your 9 lives, if you ask me. And if a kitten doesn't make you smile, how about a visit from Batman? Outside of his costume, he goes by John Buckman, but he is more known as Batman, at least while traveling across the country to visit kids. Plus, he does so in a decked-out version of the Batmobile, which would be the coolest ride anywhere that you go. You know, people usually feel a sense of connection with their favorite brands, but whenever there is a change, even the slightest one, there's always going to be someone who isn't happy. But I have yet to see someone who doesn't like this new logo unveiled for the burger chain Wendy's. At a restaurant in the UK, the company showcased a logo that they call Flowing Emo Fringe. It's apparently a nod to the area's fashion and music industry, and Emo Wendy is already getting attention from fans and listening to Evanescence, I would imagine. And after a stop at the Emo Wendy's location, it's always nice to have a treat for dessert, and every kid's dream job just became available. A candy company has posted the position for Chief Candy Officer. They're offering over $100,000 to sample 3,500 products a month, and then having a final say in what candy the company will sell. And Chief Meteorologist Jeff Weller joins us now. Jeff, we got some pretty awesome jobs. Come on, Chief Candy Officer.
That's a good one. That's a good one. All right, we made it. The weekend is here. Lots of folks are traveling north to join us. And right now, the roadways look good, although there's lots of traffic out there. But there's going to be a few hiccups, especially tomorrow into tomorrow evening with some thunderstorms on the way. Until then, though, it's just hot again with temperatures back in the low, mid, even upper 80s across the region today. Dew points are hanging out in the 60s. That's giving us feel-like temperatures near 90 out there right now. If you want to cool off, I pulled the temperatures for Lake Superior, and there are still mid-lake some 30-degree water temperatures out there right now, so I don't advise it. But still, if you want to cool off, head north into Lake Superior. But looking around the corner, we have some issues. We have some rainfall on the way. Most of tomorrow, I think now, is going to remain dry. But then tomorrow evening, we have some issues on the way in the form of showers and storms out there. Right now, though, not so much. Lots of clear skies across our region. It's going to be a great night tonight. Your campfire smoke is going to rise straight up, a little to no wind. There's nothing going on here now, but there will be beginning, about this time tomorrow. We'll get a line of showers and storms across our region. Any of these could be locally strong to severe, but notice the time around 7 o'clock tomorrow evening. Again, much of tomorrow is going to stay dry. Our forecast then tonight, though, is partly cloudy skies, some mostly clear skies, and muggy lows down near 60. Your full forecast at 5 o'clock.
Huge auction, Mercer, Wisconsin. 2021 Chevrolet Trailbus, Roken motorcycle, tools, home contents, guns, and more. Contact Brass and St. Louis Auctions for more details.
$40. Take it away, boys.
Save the date, Friday, August 5th from 10 till 2 p.m. Advanced Welding Institute in Eagle River is having an open house. Music, food, and beverages. Meet our instructors, staff, and students.
Whether it's high-end art exhibitions, concerts, or special events, ArtStart is an engaged and active organization, strengthening our community through arts education and cultural engagement. Learn more at artstartrhinelander.org.
This is the highest inflation in 40 years.
I'm now living more of the paycheck to paycheck.
If you want to buy milk, it's so expensive, you have to cut out other things.
We need somebody that's going to be an advocate for Wisconsin.
Ron Johnson is fighting to lower taxes for the American families.
Ron Johnson is a fighter as far as I'm concerned, and I know he'll fight for me.
Ron Johnson has my vote, and we need him where he is to continue to do his job fighting for us.
Wisconsin Truth Pack is responsible for the content of this advertising.
It's summertime at the Rhinelander Brewery, featuring live music and open to enjoy 7 days a week. Come in and enjoy snacks and our rotating local beer selection. Grab your favorite food at CT's Deli and bring it in to enjoy. Fill up your growler or howler from the beers exclusive to our tap room. We have a large selection of apparel, so shop with your four-legged friends because we are dog-friendly. Rhinelander Brewery is looking to enjoy your summer with you.
Ripco Credit Union.
Did you know that Ripco Credit Union has been around for 90 years? That covers generations of members, people we've stood by and stood behind every step of the way. If you're in the market for a financial institution you can trust, one with deep roots in the communities we serve and an attitude of excellence, give Ripco a chance and we'll give you our best. Ripco Credit Union, Rhinelander and Eagle River, federally insured by NCUA.
An attitude of excellence. Ripco Credit Union.
The Diocese of La Crosse televised Mass, Sundays at 6:30 a.m. on this station. Please join Bishop Callahan and the priests and faithful of the diocese Sunday mornings at 6:30 a.m.
Huge auction, Mercer, Wisconsin. 2021 Chevrolet Trailbus, Roken motorcycle, tools, home contents, guns, and more. Contact Brass and St. Louis Auctions for more details.
$40. Take it away, boys.
This portion of News Watch 12 is brought to you by Kitchen Bath Mart.
Welcome on in to Up North at 4. I'm here with Ann Weisbrot, and we're in her home studio because the Northwoods Art Tour is beginning today, correct?
It is.
What's going on with this art tour? What's this whole thing all about?
The art tour is wonderful fun. It's 3 days, today, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, from 10 till 5 every day. It's free, which is always fun, because a lot of art tours are fundraisers for something. So I always make sure I put that in. And there are 37 studios that are selected to be on the art tour. You have to send slides in and jury in to be part of this. What you need to do is pick up one of these great brochures. Okay. They're available at the chambers, and they're available at most businesses. And any of the restaurants or businesses that have that rack, we have a service that does the racks. Perfect. So they're kind of ubiquitous around here.
Yeah, you can find them wherever, right?
Yeah.
And this is many communities, locations involved. You said 37 studios,
37, right? And we from Iron County. There's a couple on the edge, between Iron and Vilas. And then Vilas County, Oneida County, and Lincoln County.
Okay.
So it's a range. You're not going to do it all in one day.
It's almost like a scavenger hunt mixed with an art tour, mixed with the scenic.
Well, you get to go off the highway and see where people actually live and work. And a lot of us live on lakes, and a lot of us live out in the woods. So we tend to be quiet people because we're busy working all the time.
We're up north. We're in the Northwoods, right? You got to come to us.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, it's really a fun thing. And then you kind of get to see what's inspiring a lot of people, too.
Absolutely.
On your trip, because a lot of us are inspired by where we live. And so that's connects to it, too.
Yeah, and obviously we're standing here in your studio and just taking a look around. A lot of paintings that you've done. I'm seeing a lot of nature pieces. Obviously, there's a theme here, right? Where did that come from?
Well, I'm pretty much a landscape painter. I have started to add animals to my landscape occasionally.
You feeling a little frisky that day? Maybe throw an animal in? What got you started, though, with painting? I'm just curious.
Well, actually, I have a degree in art education, which means you know a lot about you know a little about a lot of things, but you're not an expert in anything.
Right, jack of all trades, master of none.
And I graduated like in 1970, but I don't know if you remember the 60s, but probably not. But landscape painting wasn't highly valued. They didn't really teach it in college. They didn't teach realistic painting other than life drawing in those classes. So I thought I was going to grow up and be an abstract expressionist.
That's what you were taught, right?
Well, and when I graduated, I had 2 small children. So I actually never taught full-time. I did a lot of part-time stuff that fit in with my family schedule. And then I directed a nonprofit museum gallery program for 20 years. Now, I would have never in school thought I would like to do that. I found out what I do like. I like making things work, whether it's a painting or an organization or whatever it is. But as part of that, I was a curator, and I brought in a lot of shows. And I started a show called Culture and Agriculture because we were in Marshfield, which is peak agricultural area, but we had people from all over the United States entering the show. And there was a gal from West Bend whose oil paintings I loved. They were very painterly. I like, you know, that's subjective. I mean, it doesn't mean that's a better style than any other style.
Right, but that's what.
But everybody has their own preference.
That's what I was gonna say. That's what drew your eye.
That's what I liked. Yeah, and so. But I had no idea how to begin a landscape. So I hired her to do workshops for us, and I took vacation and took the workshops. So I started my painting landscape career painting outdoors, plein air. And I'm really glad I did that.
Right.
Because I work from photos in my studio a lot, but I know what the photo isn't telling me. I know shadows aren't black. I know there's shades in a shadow because I've been out there observing. There's really no substitute for that.
Yeah.
And I still do that, but not as much as I used to.
And there's no better way than getting outside than, I guess, calling it your work, right? Scouting out an area, so to say, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And obviously, you've been painting now for years, and obviously people can come look at some of your work a little bit. And I think it would be really cool if we take a quick break, though, come back and maybe take a look around your studio a little bit. Does that sound good to you?
That sounds good, but don't forget to pick up your brochure.
Absolutely. Don't forget your brochure. We'll chat more about this after the break and Up North at 4.
Okay.
Part 1.
What's the perfect way to spend a summer afternoon at your lake home? On a pier made by Pier of the North. We're making a splash with time-saving piers because you deserve more ways to play and enjoy summer days. Made in St. Germain, come and visit us.
Our experience in the RVA has been wonderful. The teachers are extremely supportive, and Simon really seems to enjoy it and is making friends, and he's more socially active now than he was in a traditional school.
Something I want other kids to know is that even though it seems like you're not going to make friends, you actually are. I like how the RVA provides an environment that more suited to my needs.
After years of neglect, Tony Evers repaired nearly 5,000 miles of roads across Wisconsin. In fact, if you took all the roads Tony Evers repaired and laid them end to end, they'd stretch from Rhinelander all the way to Miami and all the way back.
Folks, politics doesn't have to be divisive. I'll work with anybody, Republicans or Democrats, to get the results that matter.
Tony Evers, he's fixing our roads and doing the right thing for Wisconsin.
Did you know a vented dirt crawl space is unhealthy for you and your home? Did you know it makes your home harder to heat and cool? A vented dirt crawl space is a breeding ground for mold and critters, and it affects the air quality of your entire home. Let SureDry protect your home. When it comes to crawl spaces, nobody does it better. SureDry will transform your crawl space into a dry, usable space to make your entire home healthier. Call SureDry today.
Now is the time to turn your dream into a reality with Design and Buy at Menards. Breeze through your project planning with ease using interactive tools that factor in the details that matter. Whether you're dreaming of a beautifully landscaped patio for entertaining, a deck to grill up the perfect hot dog, or a fence to add style and privacy, what are you waiting for? Turn your dream into reality with Design and Buy at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
What's the perfect way to spend a summer afternoon at your lake home? On a pier made by Pier of the North. We're making a splash with time-saving piers because you deserve more ways to play and enjoy summer days. Made in St. Germain, come and visit us.
I try to paint all the seasons. Winter is not a big seller, but it's so beautiful that I can't resist it. This water lilies is right off the canvas. It's just dry enough to frame. And that was a challenge for me. I haven't done those for a long time. I've done distant ones, but I haven't done close-ups of water lilies. And then this one is a new one for me too. This is was a beautiful misty morning with all that fog and mist, which is another skill to learn how to paint. And I put the heron in it because there's just something about, sometimes you're out there in the boat and it's real quiet and you don't even know they're there, and all of a sudden they explode and they go whoosh up and you go, ah! And so I had to put a heron in. I just thought that would be a nice addition to that. I have a Looking Up series I'm doing. I just love to look up at those big pines and do a more detailed study of them. And that nest is just so cool. And I grew up in Wausau near Marathon Park, and I loved to walk through those pines when I was a child, and now I live among them. So they appear in a lot of my paintings, but they've not appeared a lot as just a single subject matter. And so I'm thinking more and more about to do just the pine and do a study of it. And I'll do that plein air, because I can do that off my deck. Right off my own yard.
Best studio you got.
And the one with the...
Mel's Trading Post, a downtown Rhinelander landmark locally owned for over 70 years. Get your spring and summer sporting goods with ease from our experienced staff and get expert advice. Come down and see our great selection, open 7 days a week for your convenience.
High Point Sand and Gravel provides high-quality riprap, sand, and screened topsoil for almost any need. The high-quality rock and stone, boulders, and clear stone enhance the function and beauty of your home or business. Offering convenient delivery or pickup throughout northern Wisconsin and the UP, High Point Sand and Gravel provides premium landscaping materials, specializing in producing beautiful decorative stone for all types of landscaping projects. Contact High Point Sand and Gravel to help make your next project a dream come true.
Rust is most active in the spring. Fight back and protect your vehicle's investment by calling Rust Solutions underbody rust proofing service today.
Northland Basement Systems is the all things basementy company. Basement waterproofing, basement finishing, basement structural repair, humidity and mold control, and nasty crawl spaces too. When it comes to basement solutions, nobody does it better than we do. Since 1991, homeowners just like you in the Northland have trusted Northland Basement Systems for all things basementy in their homes. Call Northland Basement Systems today to schedule a free home evaluation.
Remember as a kid, if you could dream it, you could do it? Well, you still can. Now during the Ford Summer Supercharged Sales Event. And with great offers on select Ford vehicles, you'll not only bring back the fun, you'll supercharge it. So when the sun goes down, you'll just be getting started. Now place your order and lock in 2.9% APR for 60 months on select F-150 trucks and you're protected, even if rates go up before your order comes in.
The Minocqua Dragon Boat Festival is roaring back on August 20th. Register your team now for a day of fun at Torpy Park on Lake Minocqua. No experience needed, all equipment provided.
Crandon Real Estate Auction includes home and 15 acres being sold to the highest bidder regardless of price. Contact Brass and St. Louis Auctions for more details.
Take it away, boys.
Mel's Trading Post, a downtown Rhinelander landmark locally owned for over 70 years. Get your spring and summer sporting goods with ease from our experienced staff and get expert advice. Come down and see our great selection, open 7 days a week for your convenience.
Connecting the Dots, reliving Northwoods history with Carrie Bladorn is brought to you by Fourth Floral, Mel's Trading Post, Rhinelander Brewing Company, and Ripco Credit Union.
The Civilian Conservation Corps, or CCC, was one of the most successful government programs in United States history. The CCC left a legacy that has withstood the tests of time. Evidence of its work can be seen in parks, landscapes, and communities across America, including the Northwoods of Wisconsin. Today, we'll visit some of the places where they operated and learn more about the important work of the Civilian Conservation Corps. Here we are at the Dells of the Eau Claire County Park, just east of Wausau, where the CCC built infrastructure including this footbridge, a shelter, a campground, and hiking trails. All of these improvements have a distinct CCC style, which highlights the partnership between the many groups involved with the Civilian Conservation Corps. Natural areas like these showcase the beauty of America and provide places for activities such as hiking, fishing, and camping. The CCC was a program started by Franklin Delano Roosevelt, one of the country's most beloved presidents, and elected to office 4 times. A New Deal program, the CCC was spurred on by soaring unemployment rates of 25% in America and the challenges caused by the Great Depression. In 1933, federal entities, including the Department of Labor, enlisted young men between the ages of 18 and 25, and later expanded to 17 to 28, to serve in camps ran by the War Department under the guidance of the Department of the Interior and Agriculture, with a special role played by state and federal forestry departments. Never before or since have so many federal and state departments worked together so well to improve America's public lands, forests, and parks. The work they accomplished spanned from sea to shining sea. Many of our nation's state and national parks were built by the young men of the Civilian Conservation Corps. Popular parks in Wisconsin constructed by the CCC include Devil's Lake State Park, Wyalusing, and Copper Falls, to name a few. CCC enrollees that were mustered to the Midwest underwent training at Camp Sheridan in Chicago before being shipped out to work camps in the Sparta district of the 6th Corps area, including Wisconsin. In the Northwoods, major CCC camps were set up at Tomahawk, Blue Lake just south of Minocqua, Rib Mountain, Eagle River, Scott Lake near Three Lakes, Blackwell near Leona, and Elko, among others. Subcamps were also used, such as at the Langlade County Fairgrounds, and one located just west of Rhinelander on Highway K, the current site of an experimental forest research station. The young men lived in Army barracks and camps ran by the military. The enrollees were instructed in a regimented lifestyle and used gear left over from the First World War. For many enrollees, it was a life-changing experience where they received 3 hot meals a day, warm and dry sleeping quarters, some for the first time in their lives. The young men enlisted for 6-month periods and were paid $30 per month. 25 of that pay was sent directly home to their families. This stimulus helped millions of Americans survive the lean years of the 1930s and gave a much-needed shot in the arm to the American economy. The CCC worked stringing phone and electrical lines, improving landscapes and waterways, building state and national parks, fighting forest fires, among a myriad of conservation efforts. More than anything, they planted trees. The CCC planted over 265 million trees in Wisconsin, totaling more than 3 billion across the country. The CCC was instrumental in replanting areas of northern Wisconsin that had been devastated by the logging era just several decades earlier. Extensive work was done in the Chequamegon-Nicolet National Forest, as well as state and county parks, including Rib Mountain State Park. The camp was located on the banks of the Wisconsin River below Rib Mountain, where this neighborhood sits today. Much work was done to improve the state park established at its top by constructing miles of trails that traversed its hillsides. The ski hill that would become Granite Peak was originally cleared and built by the CCC. The magnificent shelter lodge they constructed is still in use today and indicative of their long-lasting efforts. The CCC was disbanded in 1942 as the United States prepared to enter World War II. America was fortunate to have a well-conditioned group of military-aged men at the ready, thanks in large part to the work of the CCC. The camps were dismantled, and in many places, little was left but the pine trees that were planted over them. The important work of the CCC can still be enjoyed in the Northwoods parks and forests today. In the end, nearly 4 million men would serve in the CCC across the nation, 125,000 of them in 128 camps across Wisconsin. The legacy of the Civilian Conservation Corps has been well preserved. A number of places in the Northwoods are available to learn about this storied part of American history. In Mercer, an interpretive trail system highlighting the history of the camp there and the work they did in northern Wisconsin has recently been opened. Rhinelander's Pioneer Park Historical Complex has one of the best CCC museums in the nation, with one of the most complete collections of CCC photographs, documents, artifacts, and equipment in the state. The work of the CCC can be viewed at this museum, housed in a replica CCC camp building. Everywhere you travel in the United States, you will find the lasting work of the Civilian Conservation Corps. The work these men did stands as a monument to the youth of the 1930s, and the place that they earned in history. The Northwoods of Wisconsin is no exception, where the benefaction of the CCC can be enjoyed by Wisconsinites and its visitors for generations to come. Next time you're on a family trip, look for their contribution at places you visit. and honor the work left behind by the CCC. I'm Carrie Bladorn, and this has been Connecting the Dots, reliving Northwoods history on Newswatch 12.
I started getting numbness in my leg, and it got to be more and more and more all the time. I've had it for a number of years, but it just is getting worse and worse. We've never had laser therapy before, but I did feel relief. It really did wonders for me, I feel. And when I walked out of here, you felt a little bit different, so I was pleased with it.
Integrated Pain Solutions uses high-intensity laser therapy to get to the source of your chronic pain.
Call 844-200-PAIN to schedule your no-cost consultation.
Visit Wildberry Market, the premier natural food store in the Northwoods, for all of your organic food and health needs. Grab a healthy lunch on the go, made fresh daily by our deli. Eat well, live well, be well. Wildberry Market in Minocqua and online.
Roof warranties are all about trust. Your trust in GAF, a time-tested company, and our trust in our Master Elite contractors. They're trained, licensed, insured, and only they can offer our best warranties.
Call Oneida Roofing today.
Need a new boat or outboard? Then it's time to trade and upgrade with Honda Marine and American Marine and Motorsports, because we need your old boat. We need to buy fishing boats, pontoons, and speedboats. So trade in your old one and upgrade into a new boat today. Come check out more boats and pontoons in stock than anywhere else in Wisconsin. Or we could help get you top dollar by selling your old boat on consignment. It's time to trade and upgrade with Honda Marine and American Marine and Motorsports, Shawano.
Garden season is here. Stop at Fourth Floral on North Brown Street in downtown Rhinelander. For over 120 years, our family has been growing the hardy plants that thrive in northern Wisconsin, all grown on-site in our own greenhouses. Visit us for locally grown flowers, vegetables, and hanging baskets. We have garden accessories and gifts, and great gardening advice to make your yard a beautiful oasis. At Fourth Floral on North Brown Street in downtown Rhinelander.
Son, it's about time we had the talk. It's time you knew the truth. Windows can take a beating, especially here in the Midwest. When it's time to replace them, call Feldco.
Isn't Feldco offering 2-for-1 windows right now, Dad?
They are, son. They are.
Less talk, more action. 2-for-1 windows from Feldco makes home improvement easy and affordable.
2-for-1 windows ends soon. Call now.
Quality windows, siding, and doors. Call 866 for Feldco.
I can't hear anything. Welcome back here to Up North at 4. We had a busy show today, Jeff. I think we're all a little slap happy. It's Friday after all. Weather looks a little hot.
It is. People are, a little sleepy because it's humid and warm outside, right? But that's going to be the case tomorrow again before some thunderstorms tomorrow afternoon could be locally strong. We're talking probably some gusty winds and some hail in there. Now, there's a scenario where it holds off until after sunset, though. So most of tomorrow will likely be dry.
Sounds good to me. And, of course, thank you, Jeff. Thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your weekend. We'll see you next week on Up North at 4.